to Conversations on the Corner. I am here with a special guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
My name is Ellis Hubbard. I am, I don't know what you want me to talk to you about myself, but I'm
Yes.
from Baytown, Texas, born and raised, born in Houston, raised in Baytown.
Mhm.
Haven't lived there my whole life, but yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
I'm
We'll
excited
talk
to
about,
get there.
what we do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you do? Like, what is your main, uh, I guess, focus right now?
So yes, that's a great question. So my focus right now is on this rideshare business that we've been trying to stand up for the past 7, 8 years right now. It's called the Route. So the Route is a designated driver app platform,
Mhm.
basically that works with bars and restaurants to provide a designated driver on demand when that person, your patron at the bar, actually needs them, which is when they've been probably drinking a little bit too much, a little bit more than they intended to, and they have to make a decision on if they want to drive home in that car or
Mhm.
leave their car. Most people, statistics show, that's why drinking and driving happens because they don't want to leave their car.
Mhm.
So we come out, we get them into a car, drive them home safe, and then pick my driver up and come back and do it again for someone else,
Perfect.
effectively eliminating any drinking and driving.
So, how long do you think that process takes?
So it's not the same, and that's a great question. It's
Mhm.
not the same as just grabbing an Uber. You go and you say, hey, my name is Ellis, your name is Atish, good, we good, get in the car. No,
Mhm.
this is going to take probably about a good 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the situation, because we do have to verify that it's the person. We want to make sure that they're comfortable getting in the car. And all of this stuff is taken care of over text and then our soon to be completed app,
Right.
which will come. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. But then my driver will take some pictures of the car, kind of similar to a rental car type of situation, verify the person's insurance, and then get in the car. So typically it takes about maybe 5, maybe 7 minutes.
So, this is, sounds like it's a lot safer than those
Absolutely.
other rideshare apps.
Absolutely. And safety is the utmost importance to us because we're getting into your car
Right.
with our drivers. So all my drivers are background checks to the highest levels, even higher than what you can get from Uber or Lyft. Um, we don't put people we don't have drivers that have anything on their record, period, point blank.
Mhm.
Period. That's just how it is. Because we want you to know that we're there purely for your safety.
Cool.
Okay. All of our drivers are certified to drive any kind of vehicle that is out there, meaning specifically, automatics or stick shifts.
Right.
No, that's old school. Stick
Yeah, because
shift.
I don't know how to, I need to learn how to drive a
Yeah,
stick
yeah.
shift.
So safety and care and attentiveness
Mhm.
is paramount. So my drivers aren't just your run of the mill. I just needed some extra money type of
Right.
drivers. No, we vet them very highly, very well to make sure that you're comfortable.
And that's a nice benefit that when I wake up in the morning, my car is already there because a lot
Absolutely.
of people don't like to leave their car.
Mhm. Absolutely.
So that is a good benefit.
Absolutely. And then as a bar owner, bar manager, bartender, we're protecting your liability because every time someone gets in the car and drives home drunk, coming from your establishment, you're
Mhm.
potentially going to be sued.
Right.
That's why there's a thing called dram shop, liability insurance that you guys pay. We're able to help mitigate those costs if a bar is working with us because you can go back to your insurance agent and be like, hey, look, I got a designated driver service,
Mhm.
that we're using on a regular basis. So
That is
another
awesome.
benefit we bring.
That is awesome. And how long did you say you've been doing this?
So we've been working on the app itself for about 7, 8 years. We've raised a bunch of money. We spent it on the app, and we're those that tech company we're constantly looking for more money to kind of stand this up. Now the service itself, we've operated it in a more of a how would you say a prove it basis up in Nashville. I used to live in Nashville, Tennessee, where my business partner is. So we proved it out there. I moved back here to Houston 2 years ago to kind of launch it, and so we're still in that kind of beta test mode, but operational in the sense that we can provide drivers whenever,
Perfect.
even though we don't have the app operational just yet.
But it's coming. It's
It's
coming.
coming.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. So let's take a little bit of a turn because I do want to get to know Ellis, the man.
Okay.
So do you have children?
Yes, yes. I have 3 beautiful grown children of my own with my wife, Tanya. She has 3 of her own. They're all grown. And then we have 3 beautiful
That's nice. So how old are the children?
Okay,
I know
so
that's a loaded question. I'm sorry.
so let me see. My oldest, she just turned 30 this year. Then I have a 29-year-old, my wife's daughter, and then we have soon to be. Well, no, my son, my oldest son is 28, and then her son will be 28 this month, and then we have my son, my youngest son, will be 27 in December, and then our youngest daughter, my wife's daughter, my wife's youngest daughter, will be 23 tomorrow.
I love that you guys like have them really close together like that.
Oh yeah, it's crazy that it worked out that way.
I
But yeah,
know. Now, how is it parenting adult children?
another great question. I would say that my relationship with my kids, I'll speak about my three, and how we changed when it really started when my daughter came out of college. You know, I realized that our conversations had to be a little different. Even when she was in college, she still depended on us a lot, and so that was still kind of like, hey, look, if I tell you to do something, it's probably the right thing for you to do. You should just do it.
Mm-hmm.
When she got out of college, got her own, got her own job, that type of stuff. You know, it was more so, hey, I'm gonna give you some advice. You can take it if you want to, but ultimately it's your decision. But I'm gonna be there no matter what.
Right.
And that was difficult for me as a parent because I had to make the mental switch. Because when she did, you know, go into a different route and it ended up not working, you know, I'm feeling like, man, I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't present that type of response to her, you know, and so that's why even to this day, me and her still talk every single day almost, because the relationship that I want her to have, and the same thing with my sons, is that no, I'm still dad. You know, you can still come to me, and we can still talk about things because at the end of the day, it's your decision.
Yes.
And you're the grown up, you're the adult, and you're the one who's responsible for it. But I don't want you to ever feel like you can't have anybody to talk to.
Right.
I don't want that.
What advice would you give to a single mother raising a boy?
How old?
16.
16. I'll say like this. My dad was in my life my whole entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So I always had a male role model. Now along the way, I figured out how to bring other male role models into my life. Coaches who then ended up becoming mentors. Even now I have a good friend, Lawrence McQueen, who owns McQueen's Custom Tailor. He's my mentor. It has been for 10 years.
Wow.
You know, just understanding that young men need, the word is role model, but it's even deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's like they need somebody they can just lean on. You know, you're a mom,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, as a young man, you know, I give you, for my instance, I know what I can go to my mom for.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what I can go to her for.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same as when I go to my dad for stuff. And so, raising as a single mother, raising a young man who's in that age, just make sure he's got, you know, those men in his life that he can feel comfortable talking to them about stuff. That's, you know, that's a guy, the guy stuff. That's having experiences with it. Whatever those experiences are, have those men in your life that you trust that you can say, hey, look, you know, son, go hang out over there. 'Cause you don't need to be around mama right now. You know,
Right.
that type of stuff.
That, and you know what? I'm glad you said that because I don't think women take that into consideration. That right now, regardless if I'm just going to use the word toxic. Like right now, I'm being toxic. Maybe you don't need to be around mom right now. Let me get you out of this environment. And that is something that I think all women we really need to take. We need to really take that into consideration because we're going through everyday things, bills, doing it by ourselves, don't want to go to work, don't want to do this, and we don't take the opportunity to think that, you know, my children might not need to be in this environment right now. I don't think we do that enough.
Well, and you know, I think the same thing can be said for single men raising
Yes.
kids too. But you know, to your point, yeah, that's you have to figure out how to insulate them from the things that they don't need to experience right
Right.
now. And I think that, you know, today's society that's changed a lot is that I think sometimes we our kids have access that we didn't have when we were growing up, and all that stuff was cool. You know, I'm a techie. I love all that kind of stuff. I tried to make sure that my kids, and even when I'm talking to my daughter now, who has 2 of our grandchildren, you know, I try to tell her all the time, hey, look, they don't need to see every single thing.
Yeah.
You know, they don't need to be on their devices all day
Right.
long. And she knows that both of our daughters who have our grandchildren, they're really good about, you know, hey, that what do you call it, screen time is very limited.
Right.
Because it's really about experiences, you know. And like you said, you know, if your son, hey, he needs time with this person versus me,
Right.
you know, go over here and do
Yes.
that. You know?
And now that he's getting older and I'm able to kind of focus on him, I realize that because I'm definitely emotional, right? Let's say I come home and the dishes aren't done. I react emotional. Very crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And when I think about it, now that I'm outside, I'm like, yeah, he might not have needed to see that. Because when he becomes a man, is he going to react like that when the dishes aren't done? And he shouldn't, because he's the man, right? And so I did have that conversation with him. Like, I'm really sorry that at least the last couple of years I've been throwing adult tantrums, and you don't even know what it looks like for a man to react because you've been in a house with your mother who isn't even reacting right. Because instead of me coming to your room saying, "Hey, why haven't we washed the dishes? What's going on?" I'm in the front room screaming and throwing stuff and.
Well, I mean, there's an element to that I'm gonna think of the term in a few minutes, but it's the truth part of it. You know, so you should be able to always show your son the true emotion that you're feeling. But just remember, you gotta come back to him and say, hey, look, you know what? Yeah, when I walked in, I did not expect the dishes to be all over the place because I kind of expected that you would have taken care of that because you know how I feel about it. Now, that being said, what happened to these dishes? Let's have a discussion about, do we need to put on a schedule? Do we need to put some reminders on your phone and say, hey, look, have these dishes done? No, go that route.
Yeah.
My daughter was reminding me, in fact, last night we were talking about the difference between how I was raising them and their mom, who's, you know, not really in their picture right now anymore, how we were raising them. And she was like, you know, Dad, you always had, you know, this, hey, look, your butt is in trouble, but let me talk to you about why you're in trouble.
Right.
Whereas sometimes Mom was, no, you in trouble, I don't even want to try to talk to you right now, and get out my face, that type of stuff.
Right.
You know, but I was always more concerned with, you know, not their feelings, but no, I want you to really understand what's going on, because I need to figure out, do I have to have a deeper conversation with you next time?
Right.
Yeah, I'm still pissed because you didn't do this.
Right.
But, you know, we need to talk. Like, what am I missing? That was my thing.
Right. I need to reach that level of maturity. I'm getting there. I'm where I know that that's somewhere I need to go, but I don't know how to get there yet. But I'm working on, like yesterday, I'm trying to balance out this peace thing. Because, you know, when I was younger, my mother could care less about me having peace in my house, right? Our household is very peaceful. And I want to maintain that for him. But I have to make sure that I remind him of his duty, right? Because you can't come home, go straight in your room and relax.
No.
You passed a whole bunch of junk before you got to your room. And this is how I was talking to him last night. I was very proud of myself. And, but I wanted to give him that peace at the same time of not nagging him. So, and I was really torn, like leave him alone or make him get up and clean up his bathroom.
I mean, at the end of the day, did the bathroom need to be cleaned
It
up?
did.
Then,
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Now, you know,
I said it nicely.
yeah, if it was me, I probably, again, when I raised my kids, yeah, I probably did go off.
Yeah.
But my going off was also coming behind saying, look, what the hell just happened?
Right.
You know, why I had to go off, you know, when you could have, you know, that type of stuff.
I don't think adults understand that as well because I have a reputation of having a tone, and I don't start the conversation off with a tone. I start the conversation off like, hey, can you wash the dishes for me, please? And then when I come back and I'm expecting the dishes to be done and they're not done, that's when my tone changes.
So I'm going to give you just a little word of advice because I was having a conversation with someone about the same, kind of similar situation. when you talk to, especially a young man, when you talk to a young man about things that need to be done, you do have to give them timelines.
Mm-hmm.
If your expectation is that the dishes need to be done right now, say that.
Okay.
I need you to get up and go do these dishes. Now, allow for him to ask because he's 16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, mom, do I need to do it in this moment?
Mm-hmm.
And say, yeah, you do. Now, if you just come and say, I need you to do the dishes, and you don't put a timeline on it, just know, as a young man and as a man, I'm gonna put my own timeline on it, and it may be way further extended than what you expect. Even if I'm sitting there literally just looking at TV or whatever, in my mind, I'm doing something. Right? So what I would say is, and this is true whether it's a young man or whether it's your man, when you want things done, the what is it called, the honeydews?
Yes.
When you want when you got a honeydew list, put some timelines on it, put some dates on it, and it's okay because that's what men need.
Right.
That's literally what we need. And then we'll give ourselves into our own routine. Then you'll see over time, because we'll say, okay, well, if mom needs the dishes done every single night, then okay, I can do that at this time, or I can do it at this time, or whatever, and just allow that to happen.
That's some really good advice.
Yeah.
Now I have a question because I'm loving this clothing line. Is this your clothing line?
This is more, but this is about the company. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I love this.
We got the whole
Juice Rooted. I love that. I couldn't take my. I'm like, I love this little outfit.
Yeah,
okay.
I got my QR code.
Okay, you got your QR. We ready?
Yeah.
I might have to give me because I like clothes.
Okay.
Give me a little shirt, put me some boots with it.
Hook you up.
Okay, look at the jewelry and everything. Look at this watch. He got a nice watch, y'all.
Yeah, I'm trying. I like to do different stuff. I don't like. I'm not a copycat person. So you'll always see me with doing something that's totally out the box and totally different.
That's my personality too. A lot of I really don't move for other people at all. I don't see other people, and I feel bad about that because sometimes people think that I see them and I'm ignoring them. I don't see you. I'm so in my own head that I just, even my outfit today, like somebody might think this is super cute. I just didn't feel like digging anymore. I didn't feel like looking anymore. I'm like, get some orange in here, Okay, we got it. Let's go. And I just don't, I know I don't think like the normal person, and I love that about me because I have so much fun in my brain. I have like a whole little party going on up here. So
what's up? Go in the club.
I know that. But I love your outfit. Is so cute. So what else do we have going on? Do you have any trips?
Yeah, absolutely. So I played college football for a good while. I wanted to do because I was trying to go pro and all that kind of stuff. Didn't happen for me. But since then, I was just always a football fan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I met my wife a few years ago, my second wife a few years ago, she was a lifetime 49ers fan. And so she's one, she'll sit in front of TV, she's watching the game, she can tell you what's going on, she's that.
Mm-hmm.
It was so exciting that I met someone who was my wife, but also I can watch a game. Oh, I love that. But I still had to pick the team.
Right.
And so, what was it? Last year, she said, you know what, you finally got to pick a team because she wants to start going to these 49er groups and hanging out and that type of stuff. And so I was like, you know what, I'll pick the 49ers. They was pretty good. And so it was 2 years ago. But so this weekend, we're going to New Orleans to watch the game and hang out the weekend. It's the NOLA 49er takeover.
I love that for you. Yeah. Now, this is your second marriage?
This is my second marriage.
And how long have y'all been married?
This will be 7 years on the 27th.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Did you see this one coming after the first marriage?
No. I would definitely tell you I was good with being married once, and I was okay. What I wanted to do, because me and my ex were never in love. We had kids together, and God blessed us with 3 beautiful kids, and that's what we did together. We raised them, but we were never, in that spot, like being in love. We were just their kids. But anyway, I kind of felt like I could be in love with somebody at some point, and so I wanted to see what that was like. But Now, when you find that person, and I found her, and I listened to the universe, and the universe was like, yeah, this is the one. And it just came over me, and I, I proposed probably way too soon. And in the midst of even proposing, I said, she's going to say no.
How too soon was too soon? What did you propose?
Shoot, 3 months in.
I don't think that's too soon because I feel like when you know, you know.
Well,
But
we did. This wasn't intentional
Yeah.
at first, but when we started dating, we ended up seeing each other like multiple times during the week, and then shoot, a couple of weeks in, we were seeing each other almost every day.
Yeah.
Now that was, I say it wasn't intentional, but I think both of us felt like, we get to know this person, we hang out with them
Yeah.
as much as possible, just to see where this goes,
Yeah.
right? And we just hit it off.
When you meet somebody and you like somebody, you want to be around them as much as possible. So-
Their spirit is right.
Mhm.
I believe in frequencies,
Mhm.
and we definitely still match. Our frequencies just match.
Off the top.
Yeah, like we will literally, because of course we're empty nesters, so
Right.
we don't always cook, and so we be like, oh, what do you want to eat? Well, I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. And then we'll both say, oh, we want to go here. Like, get out of my head, get out. And that happens to us all the time. And I really feel like that's because our frequencies are there. I know what she's thinking. She knows what I'm thinking. And it's the feeling piece.
Right.
And for a man, and this is to the point when you asked me a question about getting married again, she's my safe space.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, why would I move away from
Right.
this? Why
Men
would I
don't.
not?
Some men don't get that. I get exactly what you're talking about. And when a man tries to convince me that what you're talking about isn't real, it's no.
No. Men are simple creatures, in my estimation.
Yeah.
We
no,
are
they
very
are.
simple creatures.
And I've had what you're talking about before, and I know I can have it again. And I knew that God talked to me on different levels. And I think I was struggling the day that we were talking about your birthday party. And I don't know if we were on the phone or if you texted this to me. I want to say you verbally said this to me. And this is how I knew God was talking to me. And he was telling me not to stick with the person that was in my face. But you said, my wife said I can do whatever I want. That right there was like, I fell in love with y'all that day. Because that peace that she gives you, because we all are still little kids, right?
Oh, sure.
Right? And so for that spouse to let you know, that's like almost like your parents saying, you can do whatever you want as long as you're safe. That's what your wife gives to you.
Yeah, 1,000% true. I mean, I can shout that from the tops of the mountains. That's what she gives me. And when I found that, when I realized that, okay, you talk about when men see it. We're still little kids, and sometimes we're still scared, so we convince ourselves it's not true. No, I listened. I have my ears open, and I realized this lady makes me feel safe. In fact, she told me, and she's gonna be mad at me because I shared this, but she told me that she told one of her friends or whatever. She said, "No, I gotta marry this dude because I gotta protect him." And that it did something. It did something in here, and I'm like, that's cool because ain't nobody ever tried to protect me in my life.
And that's what I want. I want to protect my husband too. So, with that being said, I'm not going to settle. I'm not. I'm not. And I'm not going to let him convince me, because men, where they are, they're in the business of trying to convince you what you want is too much. But settle for what I'm going to give you. No, sir, I'm not going to do that.
No, so okay, again, dating myself, but I come from an age where the word courting is what we did and we do. And a man is supposed to come into your life to make your life better. He's supposed to always be trying to elevate you. So he's got to come pursue you. He got to pursue you. Now, again, my opinion, sometimes when we catch, our lady, we let our guard down. I don't do that, and I have a lot of friends we don't do that. You know why? Because I don't ever want my wife Tanya to feel like this is it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want her to always be like, dude, I didn't know that about you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that about you. Oh, look, this dude.
Mm-hmm.
And to be talking to her friends about me, that makes me feel like I'm doing my job.
Right.
I have my purpose. You know, you have purpose in life,
Mm-hmm.
purpose in marriage,
Mm-hmm.
purpose in business, purpose in this and that, whatever. But that marriage thing, for a man, you better have purpose all the time. And your purpose is to make that. When you come home, she should be happy to see you. She should be smiling. It ain't about did she have dinner cooked or nothing. It ain't about none of that stuff. It's like when I walk in the door, when you had little kids, when your son was younger, when he walked in the door and he saw you and he's like, "Mommy."
Yeah.
That's what I want my wife to be able to say. That she's happy that I'm coming in the door. And that's the environment that, as a man, you got to try to cultivate and create. But you do that every day. This is not a one-time thing. It's not, once I got her, we married, cool, we good. You know, I can go sit over here in the cut. No, it's always, hey, babe, you good? You know, what we doing together? What we doing this week? I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but like we do this thing, and it's not something we came up with, but something that my wife introduced to me last year. So it's called 777. So every 7 days we have like a little mini day, and it's purposeful. It's not expensive. It's just something where both of us are together. Every 7 weeks we'll have an overnight day. So we plan it out and we go somewhere, probably somewhere local. And then every 7 months we'll have a weekday. And then the weekday, that's when we plan out and go somewhere that's, you know, both of you want to be there and you spend time together.
A week is nice.
Yeah. And so it's over and over and over. So it's constantly being very purposeful about keeping that relationship fresh.
And y'all always got somewhere to go. There's always somewhere to go and do.
Yeah. She'll look at me, you know, okay, we're going somewhere this weekend, but you know, if it's just a regular week or whatever, come Friday, what we doing? What we doing for day? What we doing for? And I love that she looks forward to that.
Right.
Because that's, you know, if I had a busy week and I didn't prepare anything, when she say that, I'm like, oh shoot, I got. All right, we're going here. You know? Yeah. So it keeps it fresh. It keeps it fun. It keeps a smile on her face. Definitely gets a smile on my face.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the relationship's supposed to be.
It is, and I love that for you. Like, really, I love that for you. Every black man deserves this, a safe space. Because when you said, my wife said I can do whatever I want to, I don't think you know how much that just, because I want my husband to say that. My wife said I can do whatever I want to, because baby, you can. And that's exactly the kind of, Tanya, you teaching me some stuff, honey. I'm going to be that kind of wife, honey. You can do whatever you want to.
She is.
We got this.
She is, and she tells me this all the time. I was having a rough day the other day, and when I talked about the safe space thing, you have to, as a man, we don't do this enough. I know as ladies, y'all have your spaces where you can just talk and rant or whatever with your friends or whatever. Men don't really do that. But Tanya allows me that space. So I be like, hey babe, I gotta get this off my chest. And the way I say I gotta get this off my spirit. And so, you know, I just fire hose it. And this was over a text too, because I couldn't talk to her at the time. And I was just, got it out, right? And then I apologized at the end of it because I'm like, I'm sorry because I don't want you to feel that da 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 da. Because it wasn't about her. Of course, absolutely was not about her. But then she texted back. She's like, babe, you got this. You're going to do this because you got me and you got your family and we believe in you.
That's it.
Girl, made my day.
You got to cry. It's okay. It's okay.
Made my day. But it reminded me. It really reminded me of who I had.
It's your teammate.
And my teammate, yeah. And in my corner. And so.
And that's why. So somebody asked me to marry them next year. They asked me this year to marry them next year. I told them no.
Okay.
The reason why I told them no, you see how safe you feel? Like you're going to be okay no matter what.
Oh, yeah,
I don't feel like that with him.
Wow.
Not even a little bit. I don't even feel like I'll be safe next week. I want to be able to feel like no matter what we're going through, we got this.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he makes good decisions, not even a little bit. So how can I give myself to you put my life in charge of that, because he wants me to let him run my life. How can I do that when I don't trust you even a little bit? I don't trust you.
Yeah. For the simple fact that you say I don't trust you, that's because the trust piece. The trust comes before you get the safe space. Because if you can't, no, and then you got to go with your feelings. If your feelings are telling you no, then you got to listen.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
And it's I feel like God keeps sending me all these to see if I'm still stupid, to see if I'm gonna let somebody who's not wanting to protect me slide in, and I'm not.
No, and you shouldn't. You should. You should listen to your uh, intuition.
Mm-hmm.
But this sounds like it's more than intuition.
I'm just, and I don't, and I'm getting sometimes I get scared because I'm so happy by myself that I don't want to look up and be 65 years old still chilling by myself. I'm like, oh, I'm good.
Letitia, I would like give yourself a break. Yeah, don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't put a number on it, because here's the thing: you're gonna live as long as you live.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna live as long as you want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that. Like my cells in my body, they're gonna tell me how long I'm here, right?
Yeah.
So go with what you feel comfortable with, and that love could come tomorrow.
Right, and that's where I am.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't, and what I'm most scared of, is being stuck with somebody I really don't want. Like this is because I'm tired of all the rest, so I just like, oh, you know what, he's good enough. I do not want to settle for somebody who's good enough.
Girl, that term settle.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, don't.
I'm trying my hardest to just stick it out.
It's like, okay, if you're here, right? I'm giving you something. You're here, and someone that you're trying to be with is here. This is true for relationships, business, whatever. You know what? How hard it is to get them to come up. Because here's my point. Because you actually got to go down to get them to bring them back up. That's a whole bunch of energy, right? What they got to do is they got to put the energy in to come up to you. When you find that person that puts the energy to come up to you, that's your one. That's your one, because what you can do with them is you can go here, because they're going to always reciprocate. It's going to keep going higher and higher.
And I can't go back. That's what they don't understand. I can't come back to get you.
Yeah. Most people in life operate at a very low frequency. That's why you probably heard that people are, there's a lot of negativity. Well, negative emotions operate on a very low frequency. So if you ever, because I told you I'm a geeky, whatever. I wasn't that smart in high school, but I loved the tech geeky parts. Low frequencies, kind of those waves are real like this. High frequency waves are boom, 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 and they're higher, right? You know why? Because it requires a certain amount of energy to get up there and stay up there. So you smiling. Your smile is so infectious that you need somebody who has that same infectious smile, or at least wants to be that way. So they'll come up to you because they'll do the things necessary to get there, right? Low frequency people, they ain't got a smile. They just whatever. Like it's whatever. It's whatever. There's a lot of people that like that whatever, because it's easy.
Yeah, and I ain't whatever. I got stuff to do. Let's go.
You got to get up.
I got to go. And I drive people crazy who want to be like, whatever, because they like to say I do too much. Well, I'm just doing too much for you.
That whole phrase, you do too much. Yeah, that says a lot about you.
Yeah.
Especially when they mean it. When they mean it.
It don't even bother me.
Yeah.
Oh, it don't even bother. Please tell me how you truly feel about me so I can respond accordingly. I love when people show me whatever, if it's negative or positive, whatever feelings you have about me. That's great. Show me so I can move accordingly. Because I believe you can feel however you want to feel. My mother used to think I was trying to tell her how to feel. No, ma'am. Those are your feelings. You deserve them. I get to choose if I want to be a part of it or not. But you can feel however you want to feel. There's nothing wrong with your feelings at all. Yeah, so. But yeah, I love you and Tanya. I can't wait to meet her.
You will.
And Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, guys. Thank you for coming all the way out here to see me.
Absolutely.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
We're over.
Yeah,
But I
appreciate it.
enjoyed you. Now, where can we find you?
Yes. So you can go online to www.theroo.app.info. That's our website. You got everything there. For those of you who have some investors, you want to be an investor, you have friends. There's if you click through the pages, there's a link to our pitch deck at the bottom. So we're still looking for funding.
Please give me some flyers before this weekend if you can. I would
For sure,
love that. Yes,
for sure.
yes,
And you just
yes.
reach out to me there. You can also email me, ellis@therootapp.info. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a good day.